going on, guys? Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's it going, guys? Okay, let's get this started. Let's get this going. Let's get this going. But yeah, hopefully you guys are having a good morning. And we're going to start up the stream here on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. You guys are on YouTube. I already started on Discord. All right, let me start it up here on Discord and let's get this going, guys. Let's get this going. Okay, so we have a pretty interesting open from what I'm seeing, but I'll explain more in just a second from what I'm seeing and what we can actually look to actually trade here. Yo, what's poppin'? What's good, guys? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's going on? All right, let's get into this, guys. Let's get into this. Okay, so market open. All right, now I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Your boy, what's it called, bro? Yesterday with the whole contract rolling over thing, bro, it deleted all my levels. So now I don't know what levels are good and what levels aren't because I had so many good levels and now I had to remark them out, bro. And it's so annoying when that happens. I don't know why it does that, but yeah, I'm sure all of you guys had to remark all of your levels. but yeah, I have my levels marked down and everything, but I don't know if I had so many good ones and now I had to delete them. And that's why I started up the stream a little bit later today. Because last night I marked out some levels, but not all of them. So today I was just like, I was quadruple checking my levels. So yeah. Anyways, so coming into market open, obviously we are seeing quite a bit of things that we can actually maybe even trade. All right. So coming into market open on the 5-minute time frame, we can see that we obviously just finished pumping up like crazy. Now, I tried trading Asia last night. Unfortunately, it did not move at all. So that's that. That's for one. Here, let me start my stream on YouTube real quick. But yeah, I tried trading Asia last night. There was nothing to trade. So I'm like, okay, well, if we're not getting any movement during Asia, we're probably gonna get it during New York. It's typically one way or the other, right? It's either we move during Asia and we don't move during New York, or we move during wait, hold up. No way. Let me see something. Or we move during New York and we don't move during Asia. All right. Hold on, guys. Cause I'm trying to see something here in my stream. I'm trying to make sure that looks good. Good. Okay, bet. All right, there you go. All right, bet. Just making sure. Okay. But yeah, and by the way, you guys can hear me good and everything, right? I'm just making sure. Now, we are working with more of a bearish bias here. Let me kind of just lock in a little bit here because I'm like all over the place looking at my YouTube stream, on my Discord, and a bunch of things. Okay, so coming into market open today, guys, pretty much what we're seeing is obviously we just finished taking out the drawn liquidity. We actually finished taking out a few levels of liquidity as we came into market open. We took out one right here, which was at like 25.30. We took out one right here, and then we took out one up here, right? So obviously, any bearish reaction that we get, we would actually be working with a bearish bias. All right, or any seller reaction that we get, we will be working with the bearish bias. All right, now looking at the 5-minute time frame, we also have a bullish rally gap. So obviously, mix the two together, and we could probably get ourselves some nice shorts coming to market open. All right, but we would have to see because remember the market just opened, so we actually need a reaction first. All right, the market, it's doing its thing, but obviously it just opened, so we obviously don't want to be rushing it too much. You know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah, looking at short this 5-minute wouldn't be such a bad idea. Obviously, like I said, we need a little bit more time in the markets to really see how the markets even want to move in the first place. But if the selling holds down, I mean, it can work. You know what I mean? Especially with us taking out some pretty strong levels of liquidity up here and ES as well. Although ES isn't really looking super bearish. Yes, it's trying to sell off and everything, but it is still holding bullish above the drawn liquidity. So we do have to give it that part. All right, but I'm not gonna lie, we could probably look for a quick scalp into shorts, maybe like this with the high of day stop loss. Okay, pretty good price target. Okay. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. But yeah, we can look for something like this maybe. Little market open short action. I mean, that's if we even hold the selling pressure, which I don't know if we are. But this is a potential idea. I mean, if the price holds below this drawn liquidity below 68, shorts wouldn't be bad. Now, will we get it off open? I mean, probably not. I mean, we have a lot of buying pressure. So for sellers to step in like instantly and do a complete U-turn here into a reversal, it would be something. But I am open to it if it does happen. Now, yes, it does have the same setup, but unfortunately, it does have a bullish bias still. Interesting. Let me see what we can do. Yeah, let me kind of put this out here. One sec, guys. There you go. Wait, let me turn on my Mac real quick because I got to read my YouTube chat. In the meantime, this candle closes in 22 seconds, so I got enough time. Oops. All right, YouTube chat is open. What's good, YouTube? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, next candle opened up. Let's see what we do in this candle, because this candle can pretty much tell us the whole story, whether we want to dump into the inverse or go up into nothing, and you know. I just hate how I don't have any of my levels marked out, bro. Like, all of my good levels are gone, bro. That's the one thing I don't like about these rollovers. By the way, for those that don't know, we are no longer trading MNQH. I made like a million announcements yesterday, so if you didn't read it, that is not my problem. All right, but I will say it one more time. We are no longer trading MNQH. We are trading MNQM6. I'll say it one more time. MNQM6. All right, guys, we are trading those contracts. Now, if you're on Tradevate or TopStep or whatever firm you're using, it should automatically roll over. But if it didn't, then obviously make sure you roll it over. Now, we are getting some selling pressure, so I'm going to try to look for some shorts very, very soon, guys. So yeah, let's see what we can catch for ourselves here. Let's see what we can get for ourselves. Now, remember, I'm trying to work with a deal sweep from this drawn liquidity here at 25.68 with good enough, hopefully good enough selling pressure into an inverse off this 5-minute gap here to go ahead and target the next gap on the 15-minute time frame all the way down here, which is a 45-point gap. All right, guys, we can use this as a price target and also the opening low, which would be at 24.964, which would be a more specific price target. All right, so we could target this low, then this low at the inverse, and then we could target these two lows down here, which aren't really as important. I'm mainly going to be looking at these two lows to target and maybe get out of the trade by then. But you never know. If the market sells off even lower, we would have some price targets below as well. All right, but yeah, I'm trying to see if the selling can hold. Right now, we're probably doing the same story as what we've been doing for the last pretty much month or so, where market open with the first candle to pump, then we chop for 30 minutes, and then we do something. That's probably what's going to happen today. It happens every single day at market open, or every single day recently. All right, so let's see how long this chop takes. All right, now I'm really hoping we can get some selling pressure into this inverse soon, but knowing the markets, it's probably not going to happen. Knowing our luck and everything with the best setup that we can probably get, it's not going to happen. All right, but anyways, let me finish marking out all of my levels of liquidity, because once again, guys, I did have to delete all of my levels last night. In fact, all of us did. So yeah, let me just finish marking everything out just in case I miss something. Because yeah, ES is still holding a little bit bullish there. I mean, the 5 minutes, it's the same candles though as in Q. It's just holding above the level of liquidity, which I don't like. I don't think it'll be a big deal if NQ is going to be the one that's leading. Because if it's leading, then whatever bias NQ has, it's what's going to matter. Yeah, we will have to sell quite a bit to get a bearish bias here on ES. What can we do here? Don't tell me this is a gap here, right? Oh my god. Think you have one? No, it doesn't. Dave, look at the 15-minute fair value gap to the upside. 15-minute fair value gap to the upside. 15-minute fair value gap to the upside. Let me turn on the indicator real quick. Maybe I can find it. 15-minute fair value gap to the... Oh, I'm on the 5-minute. That's why. Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay. Oh, good eye, good eye. I actually like this. Very good eye, bro. Thank you, YouTube chat. You see, this is why I have to have my YouTube chat open. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Von Caroline. You're the GOAT. I actually did not see this fair value gap here. Remember, I had to delete my chart, so all my levels are gone. But I think that's like the last fair value gap that we had. Yeah, even the indicator found it. Interesting. Very interesting. Let me see what we can do here. Because, yeah, there is a 15-minute up here. We are bearish, though, but if we go bullish, we do have room for higher. Because there's nothing up here until the drawn liquidity up here. Thank you, Mr. Indicator, for doing that work. And thank you, Von Caroline, in the YouTube for mentioning that fair value gap, because I actually would not have seen it. Okay, well, then let me kind of just, like, do this, then. And then maybe just remark this out. One sec, guys. 143.50. And then we would have to target maybe these two price targets up here. So 25.222. 25 and then 25.242. Okay. We're probably still gonna chop around here. I'm gonna delete this for now, guys, because we can actually use two possibilities of a setup here: either shorts on the 5-minute or longs on the 15-minute inverse if we hold above this level of liquidity with good buying pressure. Right now, we don't have that buying pressure, to be honest, or any volume. Yeah, like we had a pretty good open and everything, but I'm not super in love with it yet. So I don't know. This setup here would be more of a 50-50, whether I take it or not. But if we do take it, we could probably look for something like this, maybe. Once again, I'm not really super in love with it yet, because I just don't really like the volume all that much for now. We are pumping up, though. So we can probably get like a quick scalp on this trade, if I'm being quite honest here. And we're going to have to act quick because, I mean, we're already kind of interested in this gap here. I'm going to give it a shot, guys. I'm going to give it a shot here, guys. I'm going to try out longs, guys, at 25.104. I'm going to try it out, guys. Von Caroline, if this trade plays out, bro, huge shout out to you, because I actually wouldn't have found this fair value up 2 minutes ago. So huge shout out to you, bro, if this plays out. If this doesn't play out, I'm going to ban you, bro. I'm going to ban your ass, bro. But yeah. Yeah, guys, I'm trying out longs here. I got filled at 25.104. We're getting some nice buying pressure coming into this inverse. Looking at the 5-minute time frame, it looks pretty nice. So yeah, guys, I am in NQ longs. All right, guys, I am in NQ longs. I repeat, I'm in NQ longs. I got filled at 25.104. My stop loss will be placed at 25.45. 25.45 will be my stop loss. Now, if these longs don't hold, then I'll probably just start focusing back on the 5-minute shorts. Yeah, guys, I am in NQ longs. I'm going to be targeting 143, which is the next high all the way up here. All right, guys. And like I said, if longs don't end up holding, then we can always just flip back to what we were paying attention to, which was the shorts down here. All right, I'm going to set an alert here on ES just in case it takes out this high. Since ES seems like it's a little bit stronger to the upside, we might have to take out this high first on ES and maybe just scale there. But yeah, guys, my stop will be placed at 25.45. That's where my stop is going to be placed at 25.45, which will be down here. at the fair value gap entry. Like I said, if the longs will end up holding and we get stopped down here, we could just start focusing back on the 5-minute inverse, which is what we wanted in the first place. But now since we're holding above the drawn liquidity, then my bias will just be bullish in the meantime. All right, guys. Yeah, the buying pressure looks pretty good. Let's see if it even holds. Now, if it does hold, I am going to be paying attention to ES to make sure that it takes out A11. Whenever ES takes out A11, whatever that how many ever points that may be, I am going to be scaling. Remember, guys, ES is moving a lot stronger to the upside than NQ is. So ES may be able to take out this level before NQ does at 145. So if it does, we scale even before 145. All right. Now, don't worry. If we do end up seeing higher, we do have room on both to see enough points for a good price target. So regardless, it'll be good enough. Yeah, by the way, guys, I'll be back in a second. Hold up. Guys, hold up. I alerted the trade in the wrong fucking channel, bro. Dude, I'm never fucking paying attention. Hold up, guys. Dude, why do I do this so much? Hold on, guys. Let me kind of just retype this alert real quick. I apologize. There you go. Okay, I'll be back. One sec, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. Did we do anything? Oh, we saw a little bit of green, but nothing great. But yeah, now we are creating a 5-minute gap here. So we'll see maybe if we get like a little pullback there for like a split second or no, or something. But yeah, like I said, guys, as long as we hold above 25.68, we are bullish. Now, could we have gotten a little bit of a better entry? To be honest, kind of. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, one thing, guys, like I said, if we can't hold, if we struggle to hold, if buyers struggle to hold about 25.68, we can always look for an inverse off this and just inverse this 5-minute off a DOL sweep here. For now, the only reason I'm looking for longs is, yeah, we had some pretty good buying pressure here off of this break of structure here on the smaller time frame into a 15-minute inverse, room for higher, and like I said, just pretty much good buying pressure with the bullish bias. So once again, if this doesn't end up holding, it'll be completely fine. We could just always flip back to bearish below 68 and then just look for a 5-minute inverse right down here. Now, obviously, since we are entering at the top from an inverse, there is going to be some chances of a pullback here and there. It's completely normal. Just give it some time. All right, guys. Now, obviously, as long as we don't get too much of a strong pullback, then we're good. All right, because we do have room for higher, especially on ES here, which is the main one that I'm looking at. But we do have to get our pullbacks here and there. So that's probably what we're getting right now before we actually reverse. So let's see if we can reverse soon. Like I said, we do have a 5-minute gap here, so there is a chance where we might retrace into it in the next few minutes before we see any upside move. All right. So yeah, give this trade a little bit of time. And obviously a little bit of breathing room. All right, this is the pullback here. Let's see if we can reverse this back up. If we can, we should be pretty good. We should be able to reverse this back up like now. If we can't hold this pullback, then we might be in a little bit of trouble. By the way, it's about to be 10 very soon, so that should be a macro time. So hopefully that goes in our favor as well. Let me check something real quick. I just don't know if price. I don't want to say that now. I was gonna say I don't know if price may want to retrace into this 5 and 15 minute here before we seek higher, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Like I said, if we can afford this pullback right here, we should be good. Especially if we can get if we can afford a red to green, that should be literally everything we need to go into the price target. This is all the juice we need in this candle to see the price target appear. The question is we're probably gonna have to hold this trade till the macro time at 10. So we'll see how that goes if it even ends up holding. Hopefully it does, but we'll see. Yeah, we gotta pay attention to the 10 a.m. So this 5-minute candle probably it won't be too important. But by 10, we should be able to either get the answer to the trade pretty much. Yeah, hopefully that was the pullback that we needed before we seek higher. I mean, kind of already got the pullback plus the bounce, so. So yeah. We should be able to break past the previous candle high very soon. Because once again, we already got the pullback plus the bounce. So it shows us that buyers are still in control. Or still there at least. They haven't broken past the high, so they're not in control yet. And ES is just stuck there. It's not really moving too much. ES is trying to hold green a little bit here, so hopefully we don't have too much of an SP. Like I said, I do believe that ES is leading a little bit more here. So if we do go higher, and the trade actually ends up playing out, I do believe that ES will hit the price target first. So once again, guys, if the trade does go in our favor, make sure you're paying attention to ES because if ES hits our price target, we have to scale first on NQ, even though NQ may not have hit the price target at 143. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. By the way, there's 3 minutes left until we get the macro time. So if you see a big spike in the market, or not a big spike, but a spike bigger than normal at 10 a.m., it's pretty normal. Don't be surprised. And I'm pretty sure we also have pending home sales at 10, which is an orange folder, so I don't think it'll do much, but it'll definitely give us like a little mini spike. Hopefully to the right direction, but we'll see. All right, and like I said, guys, if this trade doesn't end up holding out, let's say, for example, we get all the selling pressure back into the stop loss, which unfortunately, I really hope doesn't happen. But if it does end up happening, I will very quickly flip my bias from bullish to bearish below 68 into the 5-minute inverse down here. If that's what ends up happening, which I hope it doesn't. You know what I mean? Obviously, I want this trade to play out. But we are getting a 5-minute fair value gap retracement. Although it is a small one, we are getting a little bit of a retracement here. So let's see if we end up holding this up. And if we do and we get a bounce, then we're good to go. But yeah, we have what? 1.5 minutes until pending home sales comes out. And then the macro time at 10. So we're probably going to get a spike in like a minute or two. I just hope it's a bullish spike, obviously. See if we can kind of flip this back up. But if not, it'll be fine. We can always just, like I said, we can always just flip back to a bearish bias here. This is also a pretty good setup. All we need is obviously really good selling pressure though. So let's see if we can hold this up here with the news that comes out. It's an orange flow, so I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really expecting much from it, but I am expecting at least a spike from it. Hopefully it's just a bullish spike. All right, there's a spike. Let's see what we get here. Please bullish. No, I think it's bearish. No, I think the news came out bearish, guys. Hold up. Forex Factory. Oh, no, it's still pending. Okay, false alarm, guys. Give it a second. I mean, either way, I don't really think it's going to do much. Okay, yeah, it came out bullish then. It seems like it came out bullish, but the market isn't really reacting too much bullish. See if we can get a candle flip here. Maybe buyers need some time to step in. Doesn't really seem like it. I mean, it is an orange folder, so I'm not really too surprised. But ES is showing a little bit more weakness than NQ, so that's a pretty good sign. Because if ES can flip here, NQ can just completely flip out. Look at this. Look at the difference, guys. Look at the 5 minute here. Look at the 5 minute here. That's a good sign. We just need ES to kind of pick up a little bit more here. Yeah, we're getting a big SMT here in a good way. See if we can hold it up now. Yeah, ES wants lower here. It's probably into the 15-minute gap here, but NQ is kind of just sitting there, which is a very good sign. Because that means that NQ might be leading here. We just need, obviously, to make sure that buyers are able to hold this up here. Which might be a little bit of an issue because, obviously, yeah, we're trying to hold it up, but there's not much buyers in sight. So hopefully we don't get weak soon. Because if that's the case, then we're going to have to flip back bearish below 68. Yeah, there's the weakness. If price starts holding below 68, guys, we might be in a little bit of trouble. Because that's when our bias will flip from bullish to bearish. Because that's where the drawn liquidity sits at, right here. On the 15-minute time frames where if I'm at that level. So, yeah. See how that holds. Now, if we start getting a lot of selling pressure, like I said, guys, below 68, and if we hold it with a lot of selling pressure, I am going to have to look for a bearish bias below the 5 and 15-minute inverse, which I'll probably just size with a heavier size then. Because, yeah, we are holding below 68 now. It kind of seems like the market didn't like how the news came out. because both ES and NQ are kind of selling off a little bit more here. But we'll see. We're still in the trade, so remember, my stop loss is placed at 45. That's where my stop is placed. But right now, as long as we hold below 68, it's gonna have to be a bearish bias. So we can only hope for like a lucky pullback. I mean, a lucky reversal, but I don't really think so. Below 68, and my confidence with the trade is kind of out the window, you know. So and I would love to move my stop loss lower into like the fair value gap, like maybe like down here, but it'll be too big of a stop loss, especially with a little bit of a later entry that I got. It just wouldn't make sense. Because it could just be a pullback into like the 5 and 15 minute, just like how ES is doing it. But I'd rather just not hold for that long and kind of just take my L if that doesn't end up holding. But we'll see. I mean, once again, guys, my stop is placed at 45, guys. All right. 25, 45. And if we can hold above 60, then even better. I mean, because then that'll give me, like, regain that confidence behind the trade. But we'll see. Obviously, the market needs some time to do its thing. Yeah, ES is inside of this 15-minute. The only thing that worries me a little bit is, what if we end up getting a bounce from the 15-minute here and we were right with our buys the whole time in the trade? It's just the market wanted a little bit of more of a pullback because it is in the 15-minute gap right here. So that's probably why we're trying to bounce right here, which makes sense. But I don't know if we might want to go a little bit lower into the gap and maybe put the stop loss at 25, 25, but I don't really think that would be the smartest thing. I mean, let's see if we can hold this 15-minute retracement. I mean, the top of the retracement at least. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, look at that bounce. I mean, not a bad bounce at all. Yeah, if this kind of flips from green to red, then we might be just really cooked here. And I'm praying we don't get stuck in some chop because I don't want to say that's what we're doing right now. We still have a little bit of volume in the markets, but we're not really like trending too much anymore. I'm just really hoping we don't flip this candle from green to red because that's kind of when we get cooked. Because remember, if we flip this candle from green to red, which is kind of what we're trying to do, we're gonna go back into a bearish bias. Sellers just regain control in this candle. You know, it won't be the best look. So if anything, this might be the candle that probably stops us out on this trade. I don't want to say that, but you know, that's kind of what it's looking like. I guess I won't be too worried about it because worst case, if the selling pressure does pick up, we can always just look for an inverse off the 5 and 15 minute here, which is kind of, I do really like that setup as well. But that's worst case. That's worst case. I just don't really want this trade to just chop her up in this area. So we'll see. Hopefully we get a spike in volume. Hopefully. Yeah, it's like kind of like we're stuck here, man. Let me see something here. Yeah, we keep trying to flip this back red on the 5 minute. I don't like that look. It was a good setup though, so I will give it that though. Fortunately, just didn't hold too much. At least not yet. But looking at the way as to how we're bouncing off this 5 and 15 minute, it's very tempting to just drag my stop loss a little bit lower. Unfortunately, I am starting to size a little bit heavier in my trades, guys, because I do want to get some bigger payouts very, very soon. So I just don't want to overdo it here and put my stop loss at 25.25 for no reason. I mean, I'd rather just maybe get stopped out at 25.45 and then just maybe just give the market it. Oh, wait, we're getting a spike here. And maybe just see if the market wants to inverse this gap here and then go for shorts. We're getting a little bit of a spike in volume here. I don't know if there's news coming out. It doesn't really seem like it. I guess it's just like a volatile candle. We'll see what this candle does. This candle will probably tell us, like, probably end the trade. Yeah, right now I'm not super confident in the longs, obviously, since we are holding below the level of liquidity. So we are working with more of a bearish buy. So in this case, we will be looking for the shorts off the 5 minute here. Which, once again, I am still very open to, guys. I do like it a lot. If the market does sell off with a lot of selling pressure. So yeah. But I do believe that we're probably going to get stopped out here. The selling pressure is stepping in with a lot of aggression. And we are holding below the draw liquidity, which is obviously making us pretty bearish. Yeah, there's a selling pressure, and I got stopped out. All right, guys, I got stopped out on this trade. But I'm not even gonna like focus on it too much because once again, with the selling pressure kicking in, I do have to start paying attention to the what's it called, to the shorts. Once again, I told you guys, if we don't hold above this level and we start getting selling pressure, I'm gonna quickly look into shorts from this 5 minute, which is the trade that we wanted to look at since market open. And I'll probably just size a little bit heavier on this trade. Sorry, guys. No time to complain in the chat, guys. We gotta move on quick with this one, because with the selling pressure kicking in, we definitely have to move very fast with those shorts if the market wants to sell off. Because then we could probably catch the top here. So I'm not too worried because I do like the setup a lot as well. But I just need to make sure that the selling pressure looks really good because obviously I don't want to get caught up in this type of chop or this type of movement again. Yeah, those longs look good. Unfortunately, they just didn't hold too much. I guess we just got in when it was a little bit overbought in the market. I did see room for higher though, but unfortunately didn't hold. And since I'm going to size heavier on this trade, if we do end up trading it, I'm probably just going to use like a smaller stop loss, maybe like 40 points. Maybe just target these lows here. And don't worry, guys, I'll be explaining both setups after we're done with this one, if we even end up entering. I'll explain both setups, what I saw, what I liked them, and so on. Right now, we got to be locked in because we're getting a lot of selling pressure, especially on this 5 minute time frame. So we're more than likely going to inverse this 5 and 15 minute gap very, very soon. And if we do that, I'm going to go straight into shorts from a bearish buys here. I just need to see how we hold this. Now, there's also a big possibility. You guys remember how I told you guys I really want to move my stop loss a little bit lower into 25.25? There's a possibility that the market might just want to be retracing into the 15-minute gap and maybe bouncing back up. So if that's the case, then we can also look for a re-entry into longs if obviously if the buying pressure is there. Because what could have happened? Once again, guys, we had our stop loss in the middle of this 15-minute gap and also the 5-minute. Which I don't think that's what's gonna happen, to be honest. It could happen, but we have way too much selling pressure and we have a complete bearish bias here. So there is a big possibility as to us just inversing this fair value gap and just going straight down, which is why I'm looking for shorts so quick. But another possibility that can happen, and if it does, I will be pretty open to taking it as well, which I don't think is gonna happen, but we could probably bounce off this 15-minute, which it was maybe this pullback was a pullback all along and not even a reversal, which I don't think it is. But maybe if we bounce off this back into above 68, we can always go back up into these highs that we want to target. Once again, I really don't think this is going to happen with all the selling pressure that we have in the markets. It's not very likely. So it's obviously not my main focus. But if it does happen, we could probably look for a nice entry. Maybe like, bro, hello? Literally above the drawn liquidity. So we could probably look for like a 45-point bounce there above 77. But like I said, I don't think that's going to happen. We have way too much selling pressure right now. The sellers look very aggressive. So we're probably going to seek lower, especially into that inverse, which is what we're getting right now. So let's see how we hold this down. So once again, guys, start paying attention to some shorts here. Okay, I'm in shorts. I'm in shorts. I don't know if I answered too fast there because I didn't let the candle open too much. But yeah, guys, I am looking at shorts. Or I'm in shorts. I don't know if I answered too fast there. I hope I didn't. I didn't let the candle like have enough time to even like breathe and choose a direction there. So I really, really hope I didn't. Well, yes, it's also bearish there, which is a good sign. I just don't know if I answered too early on this. I really, really hope I didn't. I don't think I did. If this candle can hold that red, then we're good. I just really hope I didn't enter shorts too fast there. If this candle can break past the previous candle low, then we're good. Then that means that I didn't enter too fast. Because again, you guys saw how the candle kind of like dumped down and pumped up really fast. In that dump down, I kind of entered. But if we could break past the previous candle, then we should be good. That just confirms that sellers are back in control. But yeah, guys, I am in huge shorts. I feel like I kind of got like a little bit of a risky entry. So if you guys want to wait for the candle low to be broken first, which would be down here at our like 25.12, then you guys can also wait for that if you guys haven't entered. Yeah, these shorts look very, very good. I do like them a lot. But the question is did I get a good entry? That's a real question. That I'm a little bit worried about because I don't know if I entered too fast with that selling pressure like coming in really quick there. I hope I didn't, but we'll see. I'm just waiting for that low to get broken out from, so I can actually tell you guys like now is a good entry. So like I said, it'll probably be like around below or like around 25.12. If you guys haven't entered, that's where you guys should probably be entering. If you guys want to take the shorts with me, 25.12 should be the entry. Which it seems like we want to see soon. So obviously, if you haven't entered that yet, then obviously start paying attention. Oh my goodness, what the was that dump? Oh my goodness. See if I can hold this. I mean, the volume's picking up. The volume's picking up, which is a good sign. Now we just have to hope that the volume picks up in our direction. But yeah, that was a really nice dump there. Let's see if we can hold it down. Hopefully we can. Because, yeah, guys, the market is very volatile right now. Hopefully it can hold it up. Hopefully. Now, we do have a 5-minute gap here, so I don't know if that's... Yeah, 5-minute gap there. I don't know if that's going to be a little bit of an issue there. I hope not, but yeah. That dump was really good. I don't know if the market's just very volatile or if something's happening, but price doesn't seem too normal right now. We're pumping and dumping from nice volume here. Yeah, we're getting a little pump there. Oh, man. If this trade doesn't play out, guys, I'm probably just going to call it a day. Plus, I did size heavy today, so. Where is all this volume coming from, though? Because, yeah, the volume is picking up like crazy, just randomly. And these shorts look so good as well, bro. There's no way it doesn't hold. Oh, man. There's no way these shorts don't fucking hold, bro. It looks so good. Are you serious, bro? Like, what is this volume, though? What the hell? Yeah, no, this price looks way too active, guys. I'm probably gonna get stopped out of this one. I'm probably just gonna call it a day, maybe until later. Wow, bro, such a good fucking trade, bro. You serious? Such a good trade, bro. Wow, bro. Hey, guys, my stop is at 68. Bro, there's no way that this didn't end up holding, bro. Well, I'm still in, but it's right at the stop loss, so. Bro, that is so unfortunate. I don't know what went wrong here, though. Because we had to deal with very strong selling pressure. And we even saw a lot of green on this trade, or pretty green on this trade. Well, once again, I'm still in, so I'm not going to say anything, but obviously it's right next to the stop loss. And it's not a pullback because obviously we're filling the gap. What could that pullback could have been? I'm just really scared with this volume. I'm pretty sure we're probably gonna get stopped out, unfortunately. But what could we have gotten stopped out from here? There was literally nothing, unless it was maybe ES, but I don't think so. What could it have been? And ES is holding pretty down here with this retracement as well. So maybe it's not even leading NQ lower. That's the worst sign as well. Wow, bro. And the fucking SMT is there. Wow, bro. That is so stupid, bro. What did we reverse from? And price isn't even hitting the 668 area. Like, bro, just hit it already. It's right there. It keeps edging me. But, bro, what could we have reversed from? I'm so confused. Yeah, I got stopped out. Wow, bro, that is so unfortunate, guys. Once again, guys, I apologize for the trades today. Both the longs and the shorts look really good. I'm just more confused on the shorts as to why that didn't hold. Let me point out that I got stopped. That is so confusing. You guys saw it too, though. Wait, hold up. Let me point out that I got stopped. That is so confusing. And looking at ES, bro, we're probably going to reject back down. Let me see if this holds real quick. Bro, like, what could we have reversed from so hard here? I just want to see if buyers end up taking full control here and just completely going up. Because I'm really convinced that we're probably going to sell off, especially with ES leading a little bit more here. Although we do have a fat SMT, I do believe that we're going to sell off. Look at that. Look at that. Like I said, I do believe that we're going to sell off even lower because it doesn't make sense as to why we got that random reversal. Unless it's just a very volatile pullback. But if anything, worst case, I might just look for a re-entry. But that's so weird. Because once again, I'm really convinced with ES and obviously the bearish bias here from 2568. It looks super bearish, especially with all that volume coming in. I just don't know why the shorts here, we sold off like crazy and we didn't end up holding it. But yeah, if we just keep breaking past new highs, then I'm probably just going to get off. But I'm super convinced that we can probably go lower here. I'm just mainly eyeing this 5-minute gap on ES. Because you guys see, ES is trying to go down and it keeps trying to break past some previous candle lows. But look at NQ. It's completely different here. So I'm gonna give it a few more minutes to see if the market really wants to hold bullish into higher. And if it does, then I'll probably just get off. Or if it wants to hold back bearish, I'll probably just look for a re-entry. Because I really do want to catch those shorts there. But I am super confused with this random pullback here. It just doesn't make sense off what we could have bounced from. And once again, guys, one thing I will say is don't really worry about my P&L too much. I am trying to size a little bit heavier with my trades going forward. Because I'm trying to work my way into a very big payout very soon. So don't worry, I can afford it. I'm not really too stressed about it. I'm more stressed about like why didn't this hold in with the shorts? It looked amazing, which is why I'm still on because I'm trying to see if the market maybe wants to go back down below 68 and then hold below the inverse again. But it doesn't really seem like that's the case. So obviously if it's gonna hold longs, then there's not much I can really do here because I just won't have any setups at all for anything. So yeah. So don't worry too much about the PNL. Yeah, we literally inversed everything: the 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, bearish rally. I mean, bearish bias. What could the issue have been? And I'm like I said, guys. I'm staying on because I'm super bearish. Like I want to see this dump down. It's just a matter of when can we see it dump down. I'm waiting on the sell off, bro. Like I said, guys, I would have been off stream, bro, but this this setup right here is too much to miss out on. Like I'm very bearish. Like I know we're gonna go lower, and I'm confident to say that. I just don't know why we kind of pulled back here so hard. Like a pullback is normal, yeah, but super volatile. So, like I said, guys, I'm bearish as hell. I want to say that we're gonna go lower. So I just want to stay on a little bit more and kind of watch it. I'm just waiting for the sell off, but I want to see the sell off happen here on NQ. If we break past the previous candle high like up here, then I'll probably just get off and maybe just come back later. Once again, the market has volume. It just doesn't have too much of a direction. Obviously, we can see it on the 5-minute. It's not doing much here. But I do want to catch the breakout, though. And I know we can catch it around this area here. I'm just waiting for it. I'm super bearish. I mean, as long as we hold below 68, this level of liquidity is extremely strong. I mean, obviously we saw it today in both of the trades. But yeah, like I said, if this candle breaks up here, this candle high, then I'm just gonna get off. And if anything, worst case says, I can always come back during the PM session. I am open to it. I would need price to kind of break out of this range. I want to see this sell off right now, bro. You guys do not understand. I really want to see this sell off, like literally right here. That's why I'm staying on for so long for it. Even if I don't get a trade, which I probably will. I'll probably look for an entry if we do sell off because I do want to trade into it. But I do want to see a sell off like around this area. Yeah, no, we're breaking out. Yeah, no, guys, I'm gonna come back later during the PM session. I don't want to say this market is bad. Yes, we did take 2 losses, and I'll own up to it. But obviously, it looks a little bit not super tradable. So, like I said, I am open to taking more trades later today. At least one more, which I'll get on live for as well. But yeah. Once again, don't really worry about my sizing. I am sizing a little bit heavier, and I am gonna be sizing a little bit heavier as the days go on. I'm trying to work towards a very big payout. It's gonna be one of my goals for this month. So yeah, I'm trying to see what I can work with. Not at least not in this area, but but yeah, I'll see. Now, like I said, guys, I will remain active for today. Like I'll still be active in the chat, and I'll probably still get on stream again. But for now, I'm probably just gonna take like a little break and let the market do its thing. David, what account size you use? I use 50Ks. I use 50Ks, and I have them built up to currently. I forgot to tell you guys. I actually ended up getting the payout that I requested last week sent over in today. So I'll send a screenshot of that for proof as always. But my accounts are currently sitting at 68,000. So I have some buffer behind them. You guys just don't understand. I want to see shorts play out so bad. Like you guys don't understand. Like I'm very confident that we're gonna see lower. It's just a matter of when, because obviously price right now is kind of chopping up a little bit. So I just want to have, I just don't want to have it to where I get off stream and I have to get on back. I have to get back on in like 5 minutes from now, because obviously the market is selling off back into our re-entry point. David, Apex has been denying payouts to other traders. I have not really seen that, but I'll check it out on Twitter. I requested a payout a few days ago. Me and alongside a lot of my in real life friends. We got the payout and it was sent out to us. I got it today. So, I mean, I'll check it out on Twitter to see what's going on. But yeah. But yeah, guys, for now, I'm taking a little bit of a break off the markets. Like I said, I will get back on live later. For my people in the premium, not for my people in YouTube. But yeah, I'll get back on later. And bro, it's just, you guys don't understand. I am so bearish in the market, bro. I am super bearish. And I really want to take shorts, at least later today for sure. I just don't know what I would have to enter from. It would have to either have to be from here, which wouldn't be the best entry, or unfortunately have to wait for the entire excuse me, the entire setup to happen to then enter here, which I also don't want to do. Right. And look, literally, as I say, I want to get off. The market is selling off. Like I said, guys, I don't typically say that I'm super, 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 super confident on all my setups, but with this one, like I definitely want to say that I'm very bearish. And I really want to catch it straight on stream. So I show you guys. But obviously it's taking a little bit of time, some time to play out. You want to catch the move, dude? I do too, bro. I really do want to catch these shorts. But yeah. It's just the market is stuck in a little bit of an area right now. It's not. It has volume. It has volume. That's for sure, right? I mean, we're moving 40-ish points per candles, which is pretty good. The only thing is, we're stuck in a range. So it's like the market pumps and dumps and pumps and dumps and back and forth. So it's like I'm just waiting for this breakout to happen, which is why I want to get off stream. So I take like a little breather. Obviously, you guys saw we took 2 L's. So obviously we might be a little bit tilted here and there, but I don't want to miss out on these shorts, and I really do want to catch them on stream. But yeah, the market is just stuck in a little bit of a range. But like I said, guys, I'm personally very bearish for today. I do believe that we can see lower today. And I do want to catch it for sure. And I want to catch it on stream. So you guys can watch and obviously catch it with me if you guys trade it. Yeah, it's very choppy. And I'm actually pretty open to taking this re-entry here. Because once again, I just don't want to enter all the way down here where there's levels of liquidity. The fair value gap is 100 points away. So we're better off just taking the move here off kind of like a mediocre entry and going from there. Hey, David, around what time is the PM session? There's no specific time that I get on for the PM session, Ethan. Bearish based on what? I'm bearish because, okay, look. Okay, let's see what the market is doing before we sell off, because the market is kind of trying to sell off here. All right, what is the market doing currently? Well, it's creating lower highs and lower lows, right? So our MSS model would be right here. We went from creating higher highs and higher lows into creating lower highs and lower lows. So this would be your MSS model, right? Now, what else are we doing? Well, we're actually getting, buyers are trying to step in, but they're getting very weak around this 2568 area. Why are we getting weak around this level? If you go back, it is a pretty strong rejection point in the market. The market sold off, pulled back, found this high, and sold off even harder. So this is a pretty nice level of liquidity. All right. So if you mix the selling pressure, the volume in the market, the bearish bias from the drawn liquidity sweep, the MSS model, and room for lower, remember, guys, all we've done today is pumped up, right? So we've taken out a bunch of levels of liquidity to the upside, but we haven't taken out anything out to the downside, which is why I'm very convinced that we can see lower. We always do it like this. All right. If you guys look at the markets, whenever it has its pump up or dump down at market open, typically as price slows down, you will notice that price makes a very slight U-turn. And that's what I'm expecting here. Coming into market open, even during the pre-market session, we had buying into the levels of liquidity. We took out DOL1 and DOL2, right? And now we so happen to get very weak and went from creating higher highs and higher lows into creating lower highs and lower lows right here, right? So I'm personally very bearish in the market, and I want to see lower because we have so many levels of liquidity to the downside to take out. The thing is that the market is kind of just stuck trading inside of this range, which just makes it a little bit complicated to catch trades because obviously the market is going up, down, up, down. So I'm just waiting for it to just break out of this range and just dump down. But the question is when is that going to happen? No one knows. So yeah, that's why like I said, I kind of want to get off for a little bit of time, like maybe like an hour or so until the market breaks out, get some fresh air outside, clear my mind, because obviously we are a little bit red today, which once again, I'm not even mad about. Like, I know I can make it back. I'm not worried about that. But I really do want to see these shorts play out, like very, very bad. You're tilted us out? Yeah, bro, it's totally fine, bro. Just, if anything, take a break off the charts, bro. Give it like 1 hour or whatever. Let the market kind of break out of its range, and then we come back. David, do you know any free copy traders I can use with Apex and TradingView on Mac? Just use TradeView. It's completely free. It comes with Apex account. Hey, David, does a ADG adjusting Matter for the indicator? Yes, it does. It does. Turn it on. Always have that thing on. Doesn't TradeAvate get left? No. Dude, TradeAvate, you'll get the earliest possible fill with TradeAvate. But yeah, guys, for now, I'm going to get off for a little bit. Obviously, the market is obviously still chopping out a little bit here. So I'm not really too convinced in anything, any price here in the market. But like I said, I am pretty confident that I can probably get you guys a trade later in the PM session. Even if the bearish bias doesn't end up holding up, I'm sure I can get you guys something with this type of volume. So obviously, keep your notifications on. Like I said, I'm not too worried about the red day today. I know we can make it back. I just need the market to kind of break out of this range a little bit. And then once the market starts trending, we can catch the trend with the trade, and then we go from there. All right, guys. But for now, I'm probably just gonna get some fresh air outside, and see what we can do. All right, guys. But yeah, and then guys, I'll see you guys hopefully in a little bit. Maybe like an hour or so. I'll get back on stream to catch one more trade with you guys. All right. But for now, take a little breather, take a little break, and we'll be back. All right, guys. Just one red day. It's not the end of the world. All right, guys. So yeah, don't get too mad about it. Don't get too tilted about it. Like I said, we will be back. All right. Positive energy only. All right. But yeah, guys, I'll be back in a little bit. Hopefully not too long. And hopefully we find a setup very soon. And we'll go from there. All right, guys. Peace out, guys. I'll see you guys very soon, guys. All right. Peace, guys. Peace, peace, peace. And you too, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy the stream. I will be active later. I will be live trading later. Maybe not on YouTube, but I promise you guys, I will go back green today. I know I will. All right. We have good volume in the market. We just need the market to kind of break out of this area here so we can actually catch the right move. All right. So, no, it's not just a feeling. I can't really read your name. It's in Korean, or Japanese, or whatever that is. But no, it's not a feeling. We actually have our bias. But yeah. Yeah, guys, for now, I am going to get off for a little bit, and I will be back on later. All right, guys. So I'll update you guys on if we end the day red or if we end the day green. All right. So if you guys are in my free Discord, I'll post everything there at the end of the day. All right, guys. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys later or tomorrow.